All right, let's start by building a portfolio using github.com. So inside of here, I went to github.com and I'm going to host all of my JavaScript, PHP, all that good stuff on here. So that when I go to apply for jobs, I'll have an active directory I can send them. They can look at my code. So I'm going to go ahead and hit sign in. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and sign in from here. So once you sign up for an account, what we want to do is go up to the corner here and do new repository. Now for the repository name, you generally want it to be something that we can use to identify it as a web directory. So for me, it's going to be Alex Web Portfolio. And it looks like it's available. Public is fine. I mean, you can make it private if you don't want anybody looking at the code unless you want to give somebody a password or whatever it is. I'm going to make it public because I want people to see it. So description, this is my website portfolio. And then I'm just going to click create repository. All right, so the other thing we need is Github Desktop. Now I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code to write my web pages and stuff, and you can use Git commands in Visual Studio Code to push your work, but I'm going to pretend that we're at a basic where we don't even know HTML at this point. So we'll incorporate that or make a different series on how to use Git commands within GitHub Desktop. So go ahead and go to GitHub Desktop, and you want to install Download for Windows 64 and just let that install. I already have that installed. Once that's installed, you're going to come back here and you see Setup in Desktop. And when you click on that, it's going to prompt you to open GitHub Desktop. So you click on that, it's going to fire up GitHub Desktop application for you. And it's going to say, where do you want to clone your repository? And then I have here repository URL or GitHub username and repository. It's going to do it in the github.com, blah, blah, blah. This is the repository on the website. And then the local path is Documents, GitHub, and then it's going to make a folder in there called Alex's Web Portfolio. And I'm going to go ahead and hit clone. All right. Now, this is where we're going to push our changes every time we make a change into our website. So let's go back to our GitHub here, and we're going to click on Settings. And we're going to scroll down till we find Git Pages. So here's GitHub Pages. And now it says Source, we want to select Master Branch. Now it says use the master branch for GitHub Pages. The reason this isn't working is because we don't have any pages in there yet. So let's go ahead and fire up Visual Studio Code. So here we are in Visual Studio Code. And what I'm going to do is go to File, and I'm going to do Open Folder. And remember, it was located in our Documents. And we're going to go down to GitHub here. And then I'm going to go to my Alex Web Portfolio, and I'm going to select that folder. Now it's going to fire that up, and you'll notice I don't have anything in here. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new file, and I'm just going to call this index dot. Oops, sorry, let me rename this file here. Let's delete and just make another one. New file, index dot html. So now we have an HTML file. So now let's say we don't know anything about coding, right? We don't know anything about HTML, and we're just starting to learn on Tutorials, Point, or W3 Schools. So let me go ahead and fire up W3 School. So here I am on W3 Schools. I'm interested in learning HTML. I'll see there's all this cool stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Learn HTML, and they give me this template, and I want to kind of experiment in this template. So I'm going to copy this, and it's like HTML examples, introduction. I'm starting to read this, and we'll go through all this stuff later. I kind of just want to show you how to set up your repo. But it has this explanation of what head, a title, all this stuff. So back in here, I'm just going to paste this code in and then hit Control S. And now in my GitHub desktop, you'll see there's one file called index.html that's working. I want to push this up to that repository. Now remember, this is linked to that documents folder. So I have to make a commit. So they kind of they give me a suggestion, create index.html, and I think that's good. So created index file. And then because it's just me for now, I'm going to just copy and paste that as my first commit. And then I'm going to do publish branch. And now that's pushed out to GitHub. So how do I know that? Well, let's go back to our browser and let's jump back over here. And actually, let's just go to the actual repo itself. So I'm going to go to code here. You can see 25 seconds ago, I, the user, published index.html. All right, let's go back to settings here and let's see if we can turn this into a web pages, GitHub pages. So here we go. I can select, oh, now I can do master branch. And now that's in there, if I scroll down again, you'll notice that it says your site is ready to publish. So now it's an active publish website, and I can send this link to people. And what it'll do is that will be our website thing. So let's go ahead and make sure that, here, let's go back. Oh, we have to make sure that we have index.html, and that would be the page that we're going to send to people. And you can see this is our heading. So now we're hosting our files on GitHub. And it's important for your portfolio to actually use GitHub pages or something like 00 Web Host, something that you can show live, preferably GitHub pages, and show all your JavaScript knowledge and all that other good stuff.